Hey, fifth graders, there's a couple things that we need to get done today. First, what we are going to do is on the fifth grade tab of the elementary library page, I need you to first click on the Your Opinion Matters button and take the survey that you do for all your teachers. It's just to let us know or give us feedback on how we're doing. So if you click on that link, it's going to take you to this survey. Just fill in all of the questions, and then at the bottom you can say submit. Once you are finished with that, you'll need to open up your Google Drive. So you can click on the button here on the fifth grade tab and go to your Google Drive, or you can go to your apps launcher and open it from here. You will open up your Google Drive and you need to double click on your close spreadsheet that we started a couple weeks ago now. So double click your donate close or whatever you called your file and get your file open. Okay. At any time throughout this screen recording, just push pause and complete the direction and then come back to the recording. So at the top, your formatting of your spreadsheet should look just like mine here. So you should have merged and centered cells A1 to E1. Now remember, to do that, you need to click on the cell, click in cell A1, drag through F or E1, and then click on the merge tool on your toolbar. It's this one right here. It looks like two rectangles with arrows. And then right next to the merge tool is the alignment tool, and centering obviously is the middle one, that it makes the text look centered on the page. So that's what you would need to do with this top cell. You'll also want to make sure that that cell has a larger font size. I would recommend doing size 18, and if you would like, you can change your text color with this tool here, the A with the line underneath it. So go ahead and make that a little bit larger, bold, and if you would like, you can change the text color so that your title stands out on your spreadsheet. Okay, next, your budget and your $150 cells. If I click in the middle of budget and drag over again, I should highlight those, make sure that they are bold. Mine already were, and yours may have already been from last time, but I'm just giving you directions to how your spreadsheet should be formatted. Your close expenses cell should also be bold. And then down here at the bottom, total expenses, money left over, and both of the money cells there should also be bold. Okay. Now, once you have all of those things done, remember last time we built some formulas in these two cells right here. So the total expenses cell that's going to contain the amount for your total should have a formula in it. And right up here in my bar, you can see my formula. It says equals SUM bracket, and then I clicked in my top cell that had a number in it and drug all the way through one above my total expenses number. So it should say equals sum bracket B6 colon B14 bracket, and then I hit enter on my keyboard, and that will give me, it will automatically add up all of these cells that I highlighted and that have an orange box around them. It highlights them and totals them up because I used the sum function. So I hit enter, and my total for these cells is $145.92. Remember, I can't go over 150, so if your total is more than 150, you're going to have to adjust your items up here. Now, money left over, what the function is for that is I am going to subtract how much I spent from how much I started with. So my function here is equals, and I click in cell B3 and it puts it in the function for me. Then I hit the minus key on my keyboard, and then I click in cell B15 because that's the total that I have spent. So what I started with minus what I spent will give me how much money I have left over. Once I have that function in, I hit enter, and now that gives me $4.08 left over. Now, if you do not have any items in this spreadsheet yet, you will be getting a sheet here shortly that you are going to put in your own expenses. Now remember, you are shopping for a needy boy and a needy girl, so you need to have enough items that both of them could have a complete outfit, and you only have $150 to spend. So once you put your items in here and I start or putting the price next to the item, it's automatically going to deduct right here, or it's going to add those numbers together right here, and it's going to automatically deduct from here to here. So your formulas are all set up for you. You are ready to go. Okay, now push pause here, make sure you have all of that done, enter all of your data, and then come back to this video. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to graph our data. We're not going to worry about the budget line, and we're not going to worry about these lines for our graph. So we need to highlight all of the cells that have data in them. So all of your items and the prices, both of these two things need to be highlighted. To highlight them all together, remember again, I click in the middle of my first cell, hold my mouse click down, drag down and over so that I have a blue box around all of those cells. Now I need to insert a chart. So we're going to put a chart on our spreadsheet to go with this data. Right now my insert chart tool is not showing up here on my toolbar, so it is underneath the More button. Click on More, and then this tool right here with the three little bars going, or vertical bars in it, that is your insert chart button. I'm going to click it, and it brings you to your chart editor. So you have three tabs going across the top: Start, Charts, and Customize. Start, it automatically right here it says, what data do you want me to chart? Well, it automatically pulled in on sheet 1 cells A6 to B13 because I had selected that in blue, that all of that data that we selected before we clicked the chart button. It pulled that in and put it right here in our data button. Okay, now the kind of chart we are going to go with today is a pie chart, because a pie chart represents how much your total budget is and then how much you spent in each different category. Okay, so it automatically put in over here different colors for all of the items that I have listed in my spreadsheet. So now I need you to go to the Customize tab. So there's a bunch of items in here for the pie chart that I can customize. The first thing I need to do is I need to get rid of it saying chart title, and I need to give it a more specific name. So my chart is displaying, so I'm going to say Mrs. Cabot's clothes for the needy. Okay, so you should say your first name, clothes for the needy. Right here next to my title line, I can make my title bold, which it already is, so I don't need to click that, but I could change the size if I wanted to make my title a little bit bigger, and I can change the color if I wanted to change the color of my title on my spreadsheet over here. Okay, next is the legend, and the legend is just this right here where it says girls shirts, girls tops. It gives you the color coding for what I'm looking at in my chart here. So this blue one, when I hover my mouse over it, it automatically pops out this pie. So girls shorts, I spent 12% of my budget on girls shorts. Okay, right here, the color though, I can make the items bold, and I can change the color again if I want to change those to a different color. I'm going to leave mine black. You can choose to do whatever you want there. Okay, next down is the font option, so I can change the font of my chart. You can choose whatever font you would like. I'll choose Georgia. Underneath font is background color, so by default every chart is going to be white unless I change the color. You may change it to whatever you want. I would suggest not making it a dark color unless you're going to change all of your text to white to match. So make it a light color or just keep it white. Okay, next it asks me for my slices. Do I want them to show as a percentage, or do I want them to show the values? So the values is going to give me kind of my dollar amounts, how much I spent. So I could just make it my dollar amounts instead, or I could label so that it puts what the item is in my pie chart. I'm going to keep mine as the value. And the donut hole, you don't need to worry about that. If you wanted to put a donut hole in, it's just going to take out a little piece of the middle of your pie. I'm going to leave mine at none so that my pie pieces go all the way to the middle. Okay, then you get to the feature section and you can make your pie chart 3D or not. So if I click on the 3D box, it kind of pops up my chart and makes it look so that I can see part of the side of my pie chart. Maximize, I wouldn't recommend doing this because it kind of takes away your title. So if I maximize, it gets rid of my title, but it keeps my legend and makes my pie chart larger. You can do that if you want to, because we're going to keep this chart right in our spreadsheet where the title's already there. So it's up to you. You can keep it maximized if you want. I'm not going to. I'm going to leave mine on 3D, but no maximize. And then right here, the series is where you can customize the colors of the slices of your pie. Okay, so if I wanted to change, I don't want girl shorts to be in blue, I could click on girl shorts here next to the series, and then right underneath it I click on a different color. So if I wanted that to be purple instead. I don't want it to be purple instead though, because then I have two purples over here, so I'm just going to leave it what the default color was, but you can, if you wanted to individually change each one of these. If I wanted to change girls top, I would choose girls top, skirt. You just go through each one and then you can change the color. Once I have my chart exactly how I want it, you need to click the Insert button. That puts the chart in your spreadsheet. You can then, you have this white bar space right above my chart where I get a hand if I hover my mouse over it. If I click on it, it grabs a hold of my chart and lets me move it around on my page. I want you to move it just under your money left over. So move it just under money left over because we're going to add a little image right here next to our data, and we'll do that in another screencast. So for now, you should have your chart in your spreadsheet, and the next screencast will be on adding an image or a clip art to your chart.